Hello, Michelle. Hello, Chitra. Hello, Lou. Hi, Patty and Hammond. I should let everybody know that next Wednesday will be the puja that I thought was going to be tonight. My apologies for that. And so that will be on YouTube. It's not going to be on Zoom. And if you wanted to come in person, the Geshe said, Geshe Gelek is here. So we'll just let that go.
Please have a seat, have a seat. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, let's start with the 7 limb prayer. Go sum gu pe go ne cha tse lo ye sham yi tu che ti ma lu bu to me ne sa di tun tam che shak ke pa ge wa nam la je yi rang Korwa matam bardu le june rola cheki kolo korwa dang da jenge na jan chu chen po ngo. And there's shrimp mandala frame. Sa ji perki Shu Shing Metal Tam Ri Rob Din Shi Ni De Gen Pader Sangye Jing Du Mi Te Ua Yi Do Nam Dak Jing La Che Po Shok Jetsun Lama Dam Pa Kenam Ki Chur Ku Kala Ken Se Chu Jin Chi Ji Ta Tsam Pe Tu Je Zima La Jam Ge Cherki Char Pa Wap Tu So Idam Guru Ratamadalakam Niryatayami.
Sanje Chodan Sochi Chonam La Chanjo Pardo Dane Dage Chujen Jebe Sonam Je Baba Peja Sanje Baba Sanje Chodan Sochi Chonam La Chanjo Pardo Dane Dage Chujen Jebe Sonam Je Baba Peja Sanje Chodan Sochi Chonam La Chanjo Pardo Dane Dagi Chushin Jebe Sunam Lola Peja Sanja Nama Padala Mimina Miyaji Obada Jajela Suchi Dama Jama Jama Sanja Sunra Rabdu Shishin Devin Juju Mandida Shinja Tande Shishin Timete Shishi Namala Ege Dalu Dande Jege Tibonda Nami Ege Dana Doa Kuja Nama Tamje Kieton Dake Chutendo Kange Tuzinya Dawa Tanja Tambe Junne Deze Kodam Jala Chanse Oh yeah. Oh, good evening, Venerable Tenzin Lamo. Good evening, Venerable Lamo. Good evening, Venerable Lobsang Tamju. Good evening, Domasi. Good evening, Ryan. Good evening, Nicole. Good evening, Paul. Good evening, Hen. Good evening, Karma. Good evening, Kerman. Rashid Alex. Good evening, Michael. Good evening, Jeffifer. Good evening, Pati Panditji. Good evening, Jill. Good evening, Chitra Matra. Good evening, Invisible Lou. Good evening, Invisible Michelle. So, good evening, anybody watching on YouTube. So, so now the actual is actual practice how to overcome from the bad feeling associated with verbal mistake, physical mistake, mental mistake, how to overcome that we have choice. We don't have to live with that feeling. That feeling can be purified. Okay. So now that's the kind of depression with you chamber souls. Toll means to express one own mistake in front of other beings, or imagine expressing in front of. So now this is the object referred to. All the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas from all the directions, all the 10 directions. Just imagining that, imagining in front of them all the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas from the 10 directions. That refers to the object whom you are about to do some form of practice that allows you to overcome or liberate from that feelings, object. Tuje chembo nganam la tamuja de sournes. Yakos no tuje chembo is another way to call Mahakaruna possessed by all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the Mahakaruna. So they are as they possess Mahakaruna. So regardless what we do, so their wish doesn't change. Same like mother. Having few children, some children do very good in school, some children don't, but mother has equal love. So the children who doesn't do very well in the study, so probably, so one day trying to study, so that kind of mother becomes so happy because they are trying to be more responsible, whatever. So that we have idea, this is our idea. It's not based, it's not supported by valid base. That we have idea, oh, I'm not worth to be loved because of this mistake, that mistake. This is your idea. This is our idea. It's not their idea. So they don't differentiate. They have like equal compassion towards every breathing living being. So that's just our idea. Or like I probably not worth to be respected or loved, so like I don't deserve to be loved or something. This all our ideas. Why? Because they possess infinitive love, Mahakaruna towards all living beings. Tamujja, the soul. Tamujja means love like this. Tamujja means like putting your thumb together. Tamujja. So of course, there are many different ways to do. Some people do very flat. We as the Buddhism that flourished in Tibet, so there's certain way to do. For the sake of knowledge, you make it like whole, like this. You can make like whole. So then the two thumbs go inside, because these two thumbs symbolize wisdom and compassion. Symbolize wisdom and compassion. So there's then not like flat, like more like old. Makes more like tippy, Native American tippy. So put it there inside. For the second knowledge, two thumbs symbolize wisdom and compassion. So then, of course, in the Vajrayana tradition, they probably have deeper meaning. Tamujja, the soul. So that's like showing respect to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas from the 10 directions, showing physical respect. So then itself is prostrations. That itself is prostrations. It has meaning. Is like soul. Lamula, can you read this one stanza, please?
Verse 27. Verse 27. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who possess the great compassion and reside in all directions.
What is the alternative word for beseech? Beseech? What's alternative?
A beg.
Oh, yeah, beseech. Okay, so you understand what it is. Yes. So what? To be witness, your witness, because you have sincere, genuine motivation to liberate yourself from those, feelings, unpleasant feelings associated with verbal mistake, physical mistake, mental mistake. for sake of all mother sentiments, because we follow minor path, sake of all mother sentiments, we follow minor path. Okay. Good evening, Nili. 저는 오늘 주변 저변 산재도 잡혔을 뭐 두지 뭔가 하는 탐무제 디바 제바 유베서 샤바 소아 regret, not guilt, regret. Regretting towards something positive is negative. Regretting towards something negative is positive. Regret can be both. No, can be positive or can be negative. It cannot be both. Regretting towards something positive, that's negative. Regretting towards something negative, that's positive. 주당 유당 남바소 지고는 디바치아바 지샤바스. Creating, like I said, creating mistake based on time, creating mistake based on cause, creating mistake based on numbers this is like more like general way of purifying your conscience or your mind. Julie. 토만메데 코완네 세라디엄 챈다도 다기 마사 디치밤 지즈자와 니다네 티무르 안넨데스 제조이나 간지바 노바데네 통지네 사바타베 그라샤스. From the deep down from your heart, it's not like you are imitating, you really want to overcome this feeling because it's been bothering you so long. Living with that feeling too long. So now, sincerely, genuinely, the bottom of your heart, that you want to overcome, that you are looking to way to overcome from that feelings. So, either you probably did, or you ask somebody to do, or you kind of rejoice that you did it, or somebody else did it before you asked them to do. Some negative did. We are not talking about here positive did, negative did. You ask someone else to do and they rejoice, or you did it by yourself and rejoice. Sounds very familiar. Not out of wisdom, not out of compassion, loving kindness, mainly is out of ignorance on the mistake. So now you clearly see, now you clearly understood, you look inward, and you clearly understood that why you are not happy. You clearly understood that you look inward and you decide to take responsibility and admit rather than denying, pretending is not there, it's not going to help. Denying, pretending is not there, it's not going to help. You will feel. Rather, admit, take full responsibility, and move on. Oh, so that's what's happening here. From deep down from your heart, bottom of your heart, you want to, I say, overcome from that feeling. Then Thomas made the Kowan set up the machine that Dagi Maza Dichibam, but you know whether you are thinking about all the deeds from the sinful beginningless time or not, whether you are thinking or not, whenever you do purification practice, it purifies. It's not about just thinking or not thinking. So let's just it will purify. So therefore, we just stick with this life. We just stick with this life that you see now, life that you remember. Probably should not go to life that you don't remember. So now we just stick with the life that you remember. You see now, you feel. You just stick with this. Okay, we just stick with that. Some of them have gone like showers. So that has to be very sincere and genuine. So now the first, there are like what needs to be, what kind of feeling that we created towards what kind of object. So it begins with the higher object, such as like Buddha Dharma Sangha. So from begin with there, from begin with there, what kind of feeling that you want to purify, associate with what kind of object. So they begin with the Buddha Dharma Sangha object. Dagi kunjo sundani paham. So then of course parents, teacher, nimogone ludanga. So then out of delusions, out of afflictions, so from through body, through speech, through mind, each energy was any harm that causes by motivated by delusions. So then like either like verbally causing harm, physically, mentally, including Buddha Dharma Sangha, parents, your teacher, higher object. Towards dagis, basically, the mistake that we are kind of hallucinated when we not because we drink ayahuasca, not to drink take some drugs or something like that. Here, basically, afflictions, defilement, afflictions. Due to the power of affliction and delusion that we kind of get hallucinated. We hallucinate. So true means hallucinate. But seeking something, but the method to be used is like harming something. That's not what you're going to achieve. That's why it's called hallucinated. So then what Shantideva said, even though we have a desire to overcome from problems, it looks like we go deliberately for problems. We have wished to achieve happiness, but looks like you are deliberately destroy your happiness like your own enemies. So something to think about. The same, I think pretty much same point. Fuwajen dagi yukunjo sundani pamata suenamji shin lama shendala junimu tosumji kune. Even though there's many different types of affliction, but more what we call three poisons, attachment, anger, ignorance. Tosumji gune. Took Sunjigune, the Bajuyas. So that's what the mistake occur due to anger, attachment, ignorance. So then that mistake manifests in three doors: verbal, body, speech, and mind. Three doors. Navajiba, Kanglava, Shabachos. So that's now you don't feel good. Because you are kind of like poisoned by one of three poisons: ignorance or attachment, anger. You're basically poisons. So then that, because that poison, there will be like I said, the action manifested through three doors: body, spirit, mind. So then they cause harm for others. So that's the one that you want to, you don't feel good, so you want to purify, you want to admit that's the reason why I don't feel good. I've been hiding that, denying that so long, pretending it's not there so long. It's not, none of them is helping. It's still hurt. So now I just look at very closely, admit, take full responsibility, and like I said, help myself to overcome from there. And with a strong regret, there's no rejoicement, strong regret. And that helps you to not to repeat tomorrow or next minute, next hour, like that. So that's like Tawatinta. Moon is under the cloud, so that you are going to see, you are not going to, the moon is not going to be clouded all the time. You are going to see the moon without cloud eventually. So eventually moon will come out of cloud. Eventually mind will come out of cloud. So you then see clear. Not here, but one of the sutras, Dawatinta, Dawatinta. So moons that's under the, that's like free from the cloud. It's going to be like that. So another questions, how you can commit negative deed towards Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So something to think about. Something to kunjo koto. When the Shakyamuni Buddha was alive in India, he has like, I think like nephew or like distant relative. So always trying to challenge Buddha. So then probably sometime, cause like some kind of like due to his actions, so that sometimes the cause some kind of like harm to a physical harm. It appears as a harm, but once you get enlightened, you can really harm once you enlighten. But it appears as like Buddha was harmed physically. So there's one way that created negative karma towards Buddha. So Dharma, so and like conventional Dharma such as books, teaching, all of that, maybe sitting on the book, sitting on the book probably is not a good idea. Like spiritual books needs to be respected, so needs to respect. For sake of your own happiness, sake of your own benefit, respect is to put higher place. So stepping over the books, putting under the bed. That's like one way, creating some mistake towards conventional Dharma. The ultimate Dharma is the part of the mental qualities. You can really, unless you show some like disrespect or like that. When you're not going to, so then the Sangha member. Because they have vows, so they have vows. Even though physically they look similar, but they are living their life with the vows, which is according to Vinaya Sutras. So there's like that represent Buddha's like teaching, two types of teaching: oral teaching, Tobe Tempa. So the teaching they're related to the realizations that include for the Moshe that which Sangha member have. So then, of course, parents, they sacrifice so much for your well-being. They sacrifice so, generally speaking, they sacrifice so much, like stress. People making comments on your children, how they look, what they dress, like the education, all kind of things, like constantly worry about. Are they going to get well? Are they going to physically be fit? Or maybe they're too short, or maybe too tall, too thin, too fat, all kind of like, some mother, like, especially the mother, sacrifice so much. Always like wanting to their kid to be perfect, but that's almost impossible. There's no perfections. But worry after worry, never ending worry. So was too thin, worry about not eating, so then eating too much, not getting bigger, so now it's not getting tall, like thinking it's getting shorter. Practically nobody's getting shorter, but your mind is getting shorter, but it's not getting shorter. Like that, all kind of, so you see all kind of like concern they have. They sacrifice so much. They sacrifice so much, so physically, mentally. So then, generally speaking, the father is the one who goes out, do all the like physical labor work to try to put the food on the tables, all the physical hard labor in my hometown, still now, India, Nepal, a lot of physical hard work. So they do, but that doesn't mean women doesn't do. Women do so much too. So there's one Westerner, I think, went to some part of Tibet, the nomad area, documenting their life. So she shows, whereas all the women, she shows the video, or they are like gathering the grass, cleaning something, getting the water. And shows where all the men shows smoking cigarettes and playing games. That's like, but it's not just that, but they do, like they go after animals, miles after miles on the mountain. They get, animal night. There's no tractors. You just basically need to walk miles and miles. So animal, they just go slowly. So they cover many miles. There's rain, there's no, so then they are the one who goes gather all the animals in the evening. They do hard work. But in the video, it shows like, where are all the men? They are like smoking and playing some dice game. So anyway, generally speaking, parents sacrifice so much. So then the teacher, teacher, if you read Lamrim, so you have some ideas. Other than I don't know. For me, any Dharma knowledge that I gain, being in the monastery, so that I learned from my teacher. I learned from my teacher. I didn't learn from my parents. My parents don't know Dharma. So my teachers are one who taught me Dharma, and who taught me how to read, how to write Tibetan, how to read in Tibetan. And not just read and try to explain the meaning, and like pushing me to memorize many prayers, even though I don't want to memorize. So like I just want to play all day long, but that's not part of the monastery life. So even though you can be 70 years old, but you have to follow all the routines. So now when I look back, I remember their kindness here. Due to their kindness, Now I'm able to remember this prayer, that prayer, So at that moment, I'm not really happy when I'm memorizing because it's not easy. It's not easy. So that I don't understand the meaning, wondering why you memorize that, So all kind of obstacles. But everything that I learned, so all the appreciation go to my teachers because due to their kindness, encouragement, and of course all my classmates. So then, teaching. So so there's the kindness, that the kind of like taught me many things. That's why I consider them as like a higher object, or such as like Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So then like how you can create now something negative towards your parents. No need much explanations. No need much explanations. We all know. For towards your teachers, so then like kind of yeah. So so then you say when you take refuge, Namo Guru Be, Namo Buddha, Namo Dhamma, Namo Sangha, Namo Guru Be. So then right after that, 5 color light, hollow light image from your lamas, Buddha Dhamma, Sanghas, then purify each and every, you can purify simultaneously, or you can purify one by one. If you remember, yeah, so I have probably quite a, maybe you don't have any karma to associate with the teacher. I have quite a bit of load to purify because I was in the monastery when I was 7 years old, no clue about Lamrim. Probably, like say asking like always wishing in the evening, always wishing they fall asleep, always wishing when they do their evening commitment, you always wish they fall asleep. When they fall asleep, so that you don't have to do anything, you can just play. Probably get 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Sometimes probably they do fall asleep long time. Even, kind of hot, no air conditions. So that's what you wish. You are not wishing to memorizing or like reciting. Once you memorize, even if you are supposed to go outside, then recite without looking at book. So certain times, so the kids don't want to do. So, so maybe that's what I'm saying. There's similar like that, so there's probably many things to purify. Probably you don't have anything to purify. So that's the object. Okay, so you cheva jala dibato de shaba. So that's kind of like negative deeds, towards Buddha Dhamma Sangha, your parents, lamas, that begin with that. Amula, can you read that now, please?
Verse 28, throughout cyclic existence, in this life and others, unknowingly I committed transgressions and ordered them to be done by others. 29, overwhelmed by the deception of ignorance, I rejoiced in what was done, but now seeing these mistakes, from my heart I confess them to the Buddhas. 30, whatever harmful acts of body, speech, and mind I have done in a disturbed mental state toward the 3 jewels of refuge, my parents, my spiritual masters, and others.
Yeah, so that's that. So there's the regret is out of 4 power of object. I just mentioned power of object, like I purify in front of object, power of object, or could be a person that you like kind of being mean. So now you realize that that's not that nice things to do. Maybe say sorry. I apologize. I sincerely apologize or sincerely sorry. So that's similar. When you fall on the ground, you are supposed to stand up, leaning on the ground. So that indicates object doesn't have to be holy. So it knows if you hurt someone's feeling, or your wife, or your husband, your partner, you just sincerely apologize. Just set aside your ego, set aside your ego, set up your own happiness, own, like I say, peace. Happiness is kind of tricky word. Set up your own peace, mental peace, especially mental peace. It's worthwhile to apologize, say sorry. Also, it doesn't cost you anything. If you lose one of your eyes, just saying sorry, so then you need to think twice. Nobody wants to lose their eyes. It's not like that. Physically, you don't lose anything. So but ego is dictating us since from beginning time to till now. Now it's this. Now you need to rethink. Should I listen to my ego or should I listen to my wisdom? Yeah, probably better to listen to your wisdom. Listening ego has been listening till beginning list to till now. What we gain? Probably nothing. So now time to find the wisdom, and whenever the opportunity occur, tell the ego, be quiet. Be quiet. It's time to be quiet. So let me think. So then ego get hurt. So that's, I think, okay, there's nothing to worry. So set aside our ego, so they sincerely apologize. They purify us. Then you feel good. Am I right? You feel good? So that is another way to overcome feeling that you're harboring, so that you are not expressing. You're kind of like pretending it's not there. You're kind of denying that. Now it's been too long. Now to face, admit, take full responsibility, just say sorry. That's all. No, you are not going to lose any of your limb. Need to tell ego, set aside. Let me take care of my life. I've been listening to you have been dictating my life too long. So now I'm awake. Now I'm awake. So say, I know better than you do. I know much better than you do. So then sometimes need to ask ego to be quiet. It's very possible. It's very possible. It is very possible. We can change. We can change. We can change. Yeah. Then it gets better and better. Okay. Now you are like you want to overcome from your feeling, because you are now looking. You are thinking about the result. So based on that, you want to overcome, you want to purify based on the result, just knowing the result. Nyeba tume chuen chabe dijen dagi dibakang shindu mise chibade tamje demba namla shaz. Oh, ni juza ju nyeba tume. Chuen chabe dijen dagi soju yoso dibakang dungal chibu chibe shindu mise chibade tamje demba namla shaz so. So now, like, in front of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas from the 10 directions, you are sitting there in front of them, and they have like infinity compassion towards each and every living beings, does not exclude any beings who are make a lot of mistake, still not excluded, it's very much included. So, so that even within the deed, some of them are heavier. Some of them are heavy, some of them are light, some of them are heavier. How that happened? Some feelings are kind of like deep, heavy. Some feelings are heavy, not that deep. Some feelings are light. How that happened? Oh, something to do with the motivations, the time of action, the motivations, and the action itself. and the conclusions, not the conclusions. Maybe you might have motivations, or maybe I'm going to say something because like how many times I told Geshe Sambo not to put this cup here. So now, like how many times I asked Geshe Sambo, my Geshe Sambo, you know. So in the kitchen, you have like your mind, you created like how you say, rules. The rules. This is not. It's not comes to the kitchen that you are the one who make the rules. Or this plate goes here, and the cups goes here. Then all the clear glass goes here. Basically, just like it doesn't come to the kitchen. It is just you just made it up. So then you are kind of programmed to that ideas, and of course you automatically go to the drawer where there's all the clear glass, and you see a bunch of like mock, bunch of cup there. Interesting. Doesn't cost much to lose your peace of mind. Doesn't cost much. So now your peace of mind is gone. Why? Because there's a bunch of mock sitting there. Maybe I think the kitchen where there's no hierarchy. There's no order. So they can go anywhere because your mind makes them order like goes here and go there. So then when you see there, then you're thinking, how many times I told them not to put it there, not knowing that you're losing your peace of mind. You're losing your peace of mind for what? For nothing. It just means. Like that. So the motivation, you have motivations, you stand up looking for Geshe somewhere where he is. Then you thought, oh, may all sentient beings have happiness, cause of happiness. You remember that. Then you don't look for Geshe Sangpo because you realize that you are about to do something stupid. That's not something, you are about to do something there's no meaning, no substance. Neither of you will enjoy. So you have motivation, you didn't act on your motivations. That karma is light, very light, because there are no conclusions, there's no actions. You just change because why? Because all of a sudden, you remember me, all sentient beings have happiness, cause of happiness. You remember that, so then you change your mind. So you have motivations, you act on that motivations. When his act is done, and you say, wow, wonderful, so you can rejoice, that has become heavy. That's become heavy. Intention is strong, action is like very harsh, like is a word, harsh, like very sharp, harsh word. Then you see there's somebody's like crying or like suffering, then you rejoice, wow, great. So that's become heavy. It's heavy. So now you act on the motivation, act is done, so then you regret. So that deed is light. Almost that power of regret kind of purify that, or maybe weaken that deed, very much weaken the deed. Oh. So this is all we are capable. We are all capable to do that. We are all capable. So see, so that like that's why there's like object, motivations, actions, conclusion, 4 things happening. Object, motivation, of course, object needs to be there, motivations, actions, conclusions. That make either as positive, it makes more strong. If it's negative, it makes more strong. All the 4 things, object, motivations, actions, conclusions. Then that makes stronger. They come. So now wonder like, oh, which karma will ripen first? Leji kowa, of course, which one is more heavier? going to properly produce result fast. Or equally, 1 pound, 1 pound. 1 pound, 1 pound. Now which one? Which one you are closer? Which one you are closer? You are closer to negative deed or positive deed? Which one you closer? Maybe equal weight-wise, 1 pound, 1 pound. That's almost impossible, but just let's say it's like 1 pound, 1 pound. Which one is going to happen first? Which one you are closer or equally close? 1 pound, 1 pound. I'm close to equally close to them, both of them. So let's go check out the Nyawakanda. So now, equally close. Now, which one you are more familiar, or equally familiar? Equally pound weight-wise is 1 pound, 1 pound. Which one you are closer, equal? Which one you are familiar, equal? So now, which one created first? Which one created first? That's how, according to teaching, the karma is going to ripen. But we don't have to wait. As I said, we are learning how to purify them. So that's, now you learn heavy, how some did get heavy, some of them are light. Why something hurts so deeply, or maybe 4 points is complete. Motivations, object, actions, the conclusions. So that's why it's hurting you more. So those needs to be treatable, okay? So now can you read that stanza, please? The one that based on the result.
31, and all the grave wrongs done by me, so thoroughly vile and polluted, with an abundance of faults, I openly declare to the guides of the world.
So now here, what is the point? What is the point of this class? Point of this class that, including myself, all of us, we should never ever think that we can be better. So there's pure ignorance, pure ignorance. You may have so many reasons, but those reasons not backed by valid, there's no valid, there's no valid to prove that idea is just your idea. So that's the point. That's the point. No need to think yourself with your deed. You can be float, you can be floated. You can be float. See a piece of like aluminum. If you make it like round, it will sink. It will sink. But the same weight, it doesn't have to be sink. So it means if you make it flat, completely flat, it will not sink. So that's the benefit of purification practice, that you don't have to feel bad, even though, but you have to know how not to sink and flow. That's the purification practice. That's the benefit of purification practice, okay? So now that one is like based on the death, so that you regret that, yeah, so people like, even the king and queen, even they regret. I'm not sure how much truth, there is, but I remember watching that something that between Mary, Queen of Scots, some of you, so that kind of episode I watched. So they're like Queen Elizabeth, when she died, she's dying on her bed. She's this last moment. So she said that my religions don't teach me about death. So therefore, we don't know how to live our life. So that means like, kind of now regret, like, idea of being here like forever, that's like very much deceiving. Thinking that every day could be last day kind of shapes your life, You'll probably have less regret. So now this is like like the dagi digba machawas. It's not just about death, even day by day, going with that bad feeling is not good. Do you feel good? Like carrying these feelings day by day, you don't feel good. So we don't have to go all the way to death, but day by day, you don't feel good, you don't like, it's not good to carry that feeling, bad feeling day after day, you don't feel good. So it's best is to get rid of that, So then of course death, of course, diba, dani diba machan was kundu, ngundu kumbo yudu chis. Chida dele nye tarwa, nyue su chokdo so. So now, I'm going to read this, please. It's based on the death.
Verse 32, but I may well perish before all my transgressions have been purified. So please protect me in such a way as will swiftly and surely free me from them.
Even day by day, just think about even day by day. The Divo Majabo, the Michu, new to church, Divo Majabo, the Majabo, Divo Majabo, the Michu, new to church. When to clean? When is the best time to clean? Now, right now, this moment. Start this moment. Okay, or maybe I have that, everything lined up. Next week is kind of occupied. Maybe after that, after maybe like maybe in sometime in October. Probably not a great idea. It doesn't require much. First, regret. Whatever ways you can regret, just regret. Whatever ways, just whatever way you can generate some regret, just generate regret. Among those four powers, the regret is the most powerful one. Regret, just that purifies, believe or not, just that weaken your feeling. They just weaken the feeling. Don't rejoice, regret. Cannot afford to wait. Why? Idemiru chida de cheda mache midebes. Nada minna kunje lobusle idebes. I used to remember this by heart. All of this, most of the things upon there. Idemiru chida this cheda mache midebes. Nada minna kunje lobusle idebes. Kind of shapes your life if you just remind you. We do need reminders all the time. We don't need reminders. Once in a while, if you remind, kind of sounds strange, but you remind yourself. Makes sense? Does it sound like there's true self? You remind yourself. Yeah, that's the very much part of it. You remind yourself. And the kind of shapes, Idemiru chida di cheda michi midebe. Nada minna kunji lobusala idemiru. Say, lifespan. Life is uncertainty. That's the fact. It's nothing to do with religious belief. It's the fact. Oh. There's some like Lama Kungtang has collection of advice for the practitioners to be mindful. In that, one of the stanzas says, I will do tomorrow. Maybe I will probably purify tomorrow. Yeah, we have this idea that we all do. I will meditate maybe tomorrow, or maybe I will, could be like cleaning, or I will cleaning tomorrow. That this idea. That may occur today. That may occur today. Therefore, you cannot wait. You cannot postpone. Don't trick yourself. Don't trick yourself. Don't trick yourself. Do it now. Do it now. Doesn't have to be hours and hours. Can be just 5 minutes. Just do it now. It doesn't have to be hours and hours. Can be very short. Just do it now. Just do it now. And when you do, then make sure that you are there, 100% there. Just do it now. Quantity doesn't matter. Qualities, just do. Why we cannot? This is like tricking yourself, or how you say another word? How you say like postpone or stall?
Procrastinate, Geshe?
There's a fancy word. Procrastinate.
Procrastinate?
Procrastinate. Okay. Delaying, putting up. Procrastinate. Cannot afford. Why? May not wake up tomorrow. May not wake up tomorrow. But we have idea, or I will wake up. That idea is not backed by. That idea is not validated by, I say, there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. There's no 100% guarantee you will wake up tomorrow. Therefore, you cannot wait. When? Now. It doesn't have to be hours and hours. Oh, I'm going to meditate tomorrow. I'm going to do this tomorrow. No, like that may occur today. Don't trick yourself. Do it right now. Do it right now. Oh, Lama Kungdang, one of the Tibetan masters, Lama Kungdang advice. So what I do, I print it on a piece of paper and put right next to my bed. Most of the time I don't see. Sometimes I see, but most of the time I don't see. But even I put right next to my bed. That's kind of unfortunate, but because we need to remind ourselves. We need to remind. So I put it in some small frame. Put it there. 2 of them, each side of the bed. Put it there. Sometimes then you say, okay. Basically, like there's lifespan, there's no guarantee, there's uncertainty. You cannot say I'm fine, I'm like there's nothing wrong. Doesn't matter. Nowadays it's easy. You see newspaper, you see TV. It doesn't have to be sick. People die all the time. Doesn't have to be sick. So unfortunately, death will not wait. You can wait, but death will not wait. So Stephanie showed me some song. That song is written, I think, towards death. Anybody remember? So the person is a song. The lyric is about death. It's like asking death to wait or maybe give more chance or something. It's kind of interesting song. So maybe Stephanie knows. So I don't remember. So now, when to clean right now. So whatever ways that you can say a few watches of the mantra. Doesn't have to be 21. Could be 2. Could be 3. Could be 1. Could be 21. How long it takes? 10 minutes. Oh, I don't have time. That's not good. That's not good. If you don't have time now, when you're going to have time? When you're going to have time? You're never going to have time. You have to make time. sake of your own peace of mind. You have to make time, sake of your peace of mind. You have to make time. Even this precious human life, if you cannot find any time, all the mundane chores like person's beard or mustache, more you cut, more it grow. It never ends. Never ends. More you cut, more it grow. Doesn't matter. You probably know. Or cutting one time, or don't need to cut. There's illusions. It will grow again. So all the activities are like that. It will never end. It will never end. It's good or bad, I don't know how to say, but it will never end. So time to remember that it will never end. So because of that, if you don't find time, this is important for your peace of mind, it's about your life and many more life in the future. So you must find some time. It's almost impossible that to come up with the excuse, oh, there's no time. 5 minutes, come on, 5 minutes. There's no time, it's impossible. Oh yeah,
Verse 33, the untrustworthy Lord of death waits not for things to be done or undone. Whether I am sick or healthy, this fleeting lifespan is unstable.
Not to discourage, this is all for encouragement. It's all for encouragement. You can't wait to shape your life. You have to do it now. You can't wait. If you think I can wait, that's like tricking yourself. So you need to remind again yourself, remind again. So that's not wisdom. It's like just like tricking yourself. So this all this Shantideva word, Master Shantideva word. If Mother Shantideva gets a lot of benefit, of course we will get benefit. Just think about, okay, this is all for encouragement. So then, first of all, when we study Buddhism, what we learn, if you are not liberated from samsara, this life is not perfect. We have to admit we will make mistake. You can't say, oh, you can't make mistake. Don't pressure yourself. You will make mistake, but there's a way to purify. Don't expect that life is going to be perfect. Perfection is beyond samsara, called liberations, moksha, beyond there. So just to be practical, to be practical. So now, of course, like, or fight for relatives, siblings, like friends, these things happen. Somebody criticize your friend, somebody criticize your family, somebody criticize your sister, brother, your teacher, your religions, People do. Not fight, physically fight, but sometimes they do fight. But you respond. There's many. So that's based on that. Tamche for the chagyo, but dagi teta mashebes. Zada miza tunji dibanamana. Just when Hamula read, just think, okay, just think. You don't have to believe, just think. Give your time and reflect. Tamche for the chagyo, but teta dagi mashebes. Zada miza tunji dibanamana soches. Dibanamana soches. Loosening up your grip, your tight grip on this very life. It's just only one. It's just part of this huge creek. It's just part of it. But just holding the gripping on that so tightly makes us vulnerable. So now this is one way to probably kind of impermanent teachings. One way to how to loosen up your grip, so they think beyond this, think beyond this life, think beyond this life, or do something which has ripple of impact beyond this life. Don't just for this life. Even as I said, last Sunday. Animal also do. It's nothing special. No? Yeah, Tamula, please can you read this?
Leaving all, I must depart alone. Yet through not having understood this, I commit various kinds of wrongdoing for the sake of my friends and foes.
Oh, the one so many mistakes been created. So now this is like, yes, people you don't like, they will disappear. Only matter of time. People you don't like them, people you don't like, you call the enemy, they will disappear at some point. People you call friend, loved one, close one, they also disappear at some point. And maybe you will also disappear sometimes. These are all facts. It's not just assuming or like imagining. These are all facts. Then why you hold so, why you grip on them so tightly? That grip needs to be loosened up because they will disappear. You call enemy, disappear. Friend, loved one, they will disappear. You yourself will disappear, and everything will disappear, eventually. So that's the fact to remember. Also, then that's the reason why we should not create, like mistakes based on enemy, loved one, or that's because everything will, at some point will be just history, like that. Yeah, Lamula, please read this.
Verse 35, my foes will become nothing. My friends will become nothing. I too will become nothing. Likewise, all will become nothing.
So this that may basically disappear. It doesn't mean like become nothing. That's maybe a little bit too dramatic, but So anyway, so now this is very good for impermanent. Very good for impermanent. So and sometimes I do review meditation and analytical meditations. So like read something, then they remember something. This is a very good one. Milam nyamzu nyongash. I quoted this at the center many times. Milam nyamzu nyongash is ubo kanta kanjaba tede tembe yudu. Deba tamche tongmin jus. Chiwe tse tembe yudu biwe penis. So then yeah, time of death. So then what happened here? Amula, please. Time of death. What happened?
36, just like a dream experience, whatever things I enjoy will become a memory. Whatever has passed will not be seen again.
Milam nyamzu nyongash ubo kanta kanjaba tede tembe yudu deba tamche tongmin. Yeah. So when you dream and like it's feel real, vivid, real when you wake up, it's just memory. It's just memory. So many of your early life, everything that happened to me when I was 7 years old, missing my parents, 1,000 miles away from my hometown, no friends, like in the land, in the place where there's no relatives, nobody, like 1,000 miles. All this now just become memory, So it's like dream. It just become memory. So that's what happened. Everything that we experience in our life, time of death, that's what happened. So therefore, not much benefit, time of death, not much benefit, but like gripping so tightly on them, then creating all kind of mistakes based on them here and there, like it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Says what Shaman Shandel says, it's not worth it. Okay. Rishik Sunse Tenilas, Zada Miza Tumades, Teda Tundu Chebi Dik, Mise Kain Dunanes. 이데 미로 타다 무슨 트베 대다도 디바체벌 jobas. Now regret. Now regret. Now this is particular about regret. How to generate regret. Reshi sunzi dinilans. Even just forget about it's all become like dreams and you won't remember anything and you won't see anything. It's all become part of memories of time of death. Not just that, when you are alive, people you call enemy, they die. People you call loved one, they also die. But all the mistake that you created based on them, the mistake is not going to die. It will be there. So basically, to be smart, to be mindful. So the feeling is not going to die. Feeling. So then, based on that, we should precisely calculate. Okay. Yeah,
37. Even within this brief life, many friends and foes have passed, but whatever unbearable wrong I committed for them remains ahead of me.
Teta dani lobushi dagi toba machuwe timu chada shendangi diva number too much. Teta dani lobushi no. So then the second one.
38. By, through not having realized that I shall suddenly vanish, I committed so much wrong out of ignorance, lust, and hate.
Shivarani namji nyeba meba mato be diva cheba jubas. Yeah, so like idea, oh, I'm not going to die today, not going to die tomorrow, not going to die next month, next week, next year. So that thought is actually not really helpful because of that mindset. And, we make a lot of mistakes. So that mindset needs to be changed. How? Maybe thinking, oh, every day could be last day. I better do something good, to make me feel good. Do something that makes me feel good. Don't do something that makes me feel horrible, feel sad, or feel bad. So like that, so or thinking, or maybe like that thought, the very thought, oh, I'll be here tomorrow, that thought follows till time of death. It won't go, that thought won't go anywhere. It will follow all the way to time of death. You're laying on the bed, you're still hoping you're going to believe, you're going to live. That thought follows. So thought is kind of deceiving. Rather, thinking, oh, this could be last day. I should do something that makes me feel good. I should not do something that makes me feel bad or horrible. That's the point. That is the point. Could happen, may not happen, but there's no guarantee. Not happen, there's no guarantee. Will happen, there's no guarantee. But either way, there's no guarantee. But your mind says, oh, there's guarantee, but there's no guarantee. C'est la number measures. C'est la number measures. So now it's like more like fear, fear-based. This statement is more like based on the fear. Day and night, they are not going to stay. It is past. Whatever past. Wednesday is gone. Tomorrow is Thursday. It's called Thursday. It doesn't call Wednesday. Even your mind says it's called Wednesday. It's not true. It's Thursday. Not Wednesday. Is it the way you remember? Say that life is not getting longer. It's getting shorter. That's the fact. Never going home. Never going home. You can. So like challenging this thought. Oh, I'm not going to die. Why not? Why not? Why do you think you are not going to die? Why not? So the challenge is this, because this thought is deceiving, bottom line. Lamrim ever with the word of the let's go at that. 로자냐서 가지 ninzi 끼치치jan 더바 용매와 세트도 그게 집어주네. 너바군이 중세서 오면나 너바 구리 오야 라물라 please can read this. So then yeah, so then we will probably not the best word to stop, but the time is running out. Not the best word to stop, but the time is running out.
39, remaining neither day nor night. Life is always slipping by and never getting any longer. Why would death not come to one like me?
So all of this, as I mentioned before, thinking about the Four Noble Truth. Four Noble Truth begin with the truth of suffering. If there's no benefit, if you're not getting any benefit meditating on the First Noble Truth, then please don't. Because this teaching is designed to get some benefit. If you get like, if you can like reading, if you like feel discouraged, feel down, no point, no point, no point. Same thing here, impermanent, no point, no point. Then better to remember, cannot afford to wait, doing something positive, cannot afford. Just focus on there, cannot afford. Just focus on there. Don't need to focus on that. If it's too depressing, it's no, you don't get anything out of this, then it's no point. There's no why you do. There's no point. There's no point. There's no point. If that shapes your life, if you are getting something out of that, then it's good. That's good. It makes you a better person. It makes you, it kind of teach you to make wise choice, wise choice, wiser choice helps you to choose to do something that makes you feel good. Make sure they don't do something that makes you feel bad. So then, like, first of all, why we do that? But it's hard. It's hard, but need to be mindful. Okay. So same thing, lower realm. If you're getting something out of that, then there's point to meditate on daily basis. There's point. So then there's benefit. Truth of suffering, thinking about drawback, not suffering itself, the drawback of suffering. If you gain something, then it's good. That's what it's designed for. Karma, all of that. It's not like to make us feel bad. So what do you say? I don't believe the Buddha's teachings supposed to make you feel good. If that makes you feel bad, there's something wrong. Something's like either we are thinking something not right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, thank you very much. So there, now time's running out. Maybe see you next Wednesday at the center. So I think Thomas, you already said for next Wednesday, so that we are going to do Guru Puja at the center. Geshe Sambos, mothers, like 1 year anniversary, Passover anniversary. And I mentioned to Domasi, people can bring candles, battery powered candle, so then we'll do Lama Atisha's light offering prayer at the center, maybe before or after Guru Puja, I'm not sure. So then you can bring candle, even though it's not formally dedicated for it's like Geshe Sambo's mother, but any your relative, your family member that's been passed more than years ago, your pet, then you can come there, participate, and dedicate your marriage for them. Okay. And there will be they are going to make some light dinner, potato and bread, homemade potato and bread. So they are going to bring some light dinner. And probably, if you are not afraid of drinking caffeine tea, so they'll make also some tea. So there will be some water too. Thank you very much. So, yeah, so Lamala dedication.
Geshe-la,
Hi.
can we say some prayers to remove obstacles for Khyentse Rinpoche's visit?
What kind of prayer?
Maybe a round of Tara praises?
Hmm? Yeah, please go ahead. Lamala. So there's a few minutes left.
From your sublime abode at the Potala, O Tara, born from the green letter Tam, your crown adorneth Amitabha, action mother of the Buddhas of the three times. Tara, please come with your attendants. The gods and demigods bow to your lotus feet, O Tara, you who rescue all who are destitute. To you, Mother Tara, I pay homage. Attitude to have toward Arya Mother Tara while reciting the One Tara praises. You know what is best for me, that attitude with devotion. To the noble transcendent liberator, homage Tara swift heroic, eyesight lightning instantaneous, sprung from opening stamens of the Lord of Theor's turbo lotus. Finds 100 autumn moons at fullest, blazing with light rays resplendent as a 1,000-star collection. Homage golden blue and lotus, waterborne in hand adorned, giving effort calm austerities, patience meditation her sphere. Homage crown of Tathagatas, actions triumph without limit, relight Alma conquers children, having reached every perfection. Homage filling with Tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with their feet the seven worlds, able to show forth all beings. Homage worshipped by the All-Lord, Shaka-Ani Bamamaru, honored by the host of spirits, corpses Gandharvas Yakshas. Homage with the tray and pay sounds, destroying plasmatic diagrams, her feet pressing left out right in, blazing in a raging fire blaze. Homage to the very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champions, she with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies. Homage at the heart her fingers, adorn her with three-jewel mudra, lively masses all excited, all directions fields adorn her. Homage she so joyous radiant, crown emitting garlands of light, Murpha laughing with Tutare, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage she able to summon Arth guardians assembly, shaking frowning with their home sign, saving from every misfortune. Homage crown adorneth crescent, moon on ornaments most shining, Amitabha in her hair knot, sending out much light eternal. Homage she with wreath ablaze like eon denning fire abiding, rush of weapon joy surround you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage she who strikes the ground with her palm and with her foot beats it, scowling with the letter whom the seven levels she does conquer. Homage happy versus peaceful, she whose field is peace nirvana, she endowed with Om and Soha, destroyer of the great evil. Homage she with joy surrounded, tearing foes' bodies asunder, priests whom in knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage to the seed letter of the shape of syllable, whom by for sampling chases 3 worlds, Meru, Mandara, and Vindhya. Homage holding in her hand the hemorrhagic moon of deva-like form, with I spoken Tara and pay, totally dispelling poison. Homage whom gods and their kings and the Kinaras do honor, armored in all joyful splendor, she dispels my dreams and conflicts. Homage she whose 2 eyes bright with radiance of sun and full moon, with Isara and Tutare, she dispels severe contagion. Homage full of liberating power by the set of 3 natures, Joseph, Sosa, Spirit, Yakshas, and rich corporate supreme today. These praises with the mantras and prostrations of Sar 21. Whoever is endowed with devotion for the goddess and recites this with supreme faith, remembering it at dawn upon waking and in the evenings, will be granted all fearlessness, will perfectly pacify all negativities, and will eliminate all unfortunate migrations. The multitudes of conquerors will quickly grant initiation. Thus endowed with this greatness, one will eventually reach the state of a Buddha. If affected by the most terrible poison, whether ingested, drunk, or from a living being, Just by remembering will one be thoroughly cleansed. If this prayer is recited 2, 3, or 7 times, it will pacify all the sufferings of torments caused by spears, fevers, and poisons, and by other beings as well. If you wish for a child, you will get a child. If you wish for wealth, you will receive wealth. All your wishes will be fulfilled, and all obstacles pacified. See, I think we'll go to the Wednesday night prayers now because it's so late. And then we'll just go to short, long life prayers for His Holiness. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All powerful Chen Reizig, Chen's Gatso, please remain until samsara ends. Then for Sarah J. Cancer Rinpoche, Jason Los Santala. The one who masters speech at a very young age, the one with great patience, receive the name Malatare. The one with great precision who spread the teachings, Lama Sokapan Bliss and Void, Lama Ornament of the Yellow Hat Tradition, please remain until samsara ends. And for Lama Sompa Rinpoche, you will uphold the subduers more way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Mahajanas victorious doctrine. Masterfully accomplished magnificent prayers honoring the 3 jewels, save for myself and others, your disciples. Please live long. And of course, 7 Tara mantras of Geshe and Geshe Sangpo's long, healthy, happy lives. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 Om Tare Tu Re Soha.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All of you have a wonderful night and see you next Wednesday. Yeah. Good
Thank you,
night.
Geshe.
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you, Lamala. Thank you. Good
Thank you,
night.
Geshe.